Okay, so this is a follow-up tutorial on your homework for your new project, the outer space themed project. Now, I'm gonna show what's for homework. Alright, so that's pretty much what's gonna be homework. Okay, first I need to import my second footage. So in my project panel, I'm gonna double click, and wherever you put your outer space footage, go to it. Mine is footage main, and outer space project assets, sci-fi themed footage. Astronaut in this one. This is what I had. You choose your own. Don't just do exactly what I'm doing. I'm gonna choose this. But they're all good stuff. I personally picked them out. Okay, so I got my footage. I'm gonna left click, drag and drop on top here. And here it is, but I'm gonna zoom out and you see its container or how big it is. This is big. It needs to be smaller. So again, I'm gonna press S as its scale. Drop it down to 50%. Make sure you have this little icon checked on. You just never know. Just make sure it's checked on. Now it's fitted into my HD 1920 by 1080 pixel size composition size. Alright, so we got the right size. Next, so here it is. Very neat. Very, very neat. I love the composition. But what I want to do is I want to make this a little bit brighter and just, brighter and more punch to the colors. So let's go under our effects and presets. If you don't see it there, Windows, effects and presets, also known as Control 5. In your effects and presets, type in curves. Remember we learned about curves a couple of classes ago? We're gonna do that again. Make sure I have my footage selected, my new footage. Type in curves, color correction, not sweeping curves, color correction, double click. Now you don't just leave it there. This does nothing. You start to pump it up. Ooh, look at that. See, huge difference. Huge difference. Very nice. I like that. I'm gonna keep it like that. And I'm just gonna close the little drop down menu. See? This FX is to turn it on and off. Off, on. And that's all I'm gonna do. And when you do the curves, just something subtle like this, right around here. Don't do things like this. Well, it starts to blow out the whites. I mean, this is kind of nice too. It has almost like a halo effect. But I'm just going to be conservative and put it right around here. Okay? So, before, after, massive difference. So apply that to your newest footage. Next, I'm going to select my footage, the new one. I'm going to go back into my effects and presets, I'm gonna X that out so there's nothing there. In here I'm gonna type out set matte. And I'm gonna apply a, remember we learned about the set matte? Well, I'm gonna apply it to my new footage, on top of my new footage, not on my title, but on my new footage. Double click, and my set matte is on top of my curves that I just made. So what am I going to do with the set matte? Well, I applied it to my astronaut footage because I'm gonna use its little special little trickery in it where it says here take matte from layer. So what am I going to use basically? I'm going to use my title reveal to use as a cookie cutter punch out hole. Oh, it did this. That's because I have it animated. But I'm gonna go back in time, so this is what you're gonna see before my animation. I have another animation. Oh yeah, that's also part of the project too. The homework is to do this. That right. This thing. Anyway, so here it is, and I selected it, right? I applied my set matte, and I'm telling it what do I want to use to punch out a cookie cutter hole, which is here, right? Again, I'm just repeating myself, just in case there are people still confused. I'm going to use title reveal. So basically, I'm going to turn this off so you can see this title. I'm going to use it as a reveal, where use its shape as a cutout. So using my title reveal as a cutout, okay, and again, this is the other reason why we had I had my title reveal, I had it packaged and pre-composed, you know, where I had it pre-composed from the previous tutorial, where when I click it open, here's my remember this, right? How all of this was in my main comp, and I pre-packaged it together into a pre-comp, and I named it title reveal. Well, this is the reason why I pre-comped it. The reason why where I packaged it into its own pre-comp. The reason why is that I'm going to, since this is its own container with everything inside of it, now I can use this set of movement, you know, of 4 pieces. These 4 pieces, since it's packaged together, I can use this package as a cutout. Meaning, here's my astronaut footage, and remember, I'm using the title reveal, which is this guy right here, which also is labeled number 2. Here's number 2, right? So I'm using layer 2 title reveal as my cutout. Okay, yeah. Right, and then I need to set it to invert. Okay. Oh, right. I gotta turn it on. I gotta turn it back on, my footage. Not invert, but ignore that. So I had to turn my footage back on, my astronaut. That's why you couldn't see it cutting out through. And leave your invert matte should be off, not on. In the other tutorials where I was using the red box to mask, I believe I had this checked on, but in this one, it's different. You do not check it on. Anyway, yeah, just leave it checked off. And also, I would set to effects and mask. You just never know where you might end up needing the effects on. So yeah, overall, select your astronaut footage or your secondary footage, apply your set matte. You're going to tell the set matte, I want to use my title reveal pre-comp as my cookie cutter cutout, which is here, right? And you need to have the effects and mask on, because if you apply any special effects to the title reveal, you'll see it through here, just like in the other tutorial I showed you about the title reveal using the red box. And it's blur. Remember the blur I made you guys do? Anyhow, so that's how I did it. So you can see inside of it. But in the little demonstration at the beginning of the tutorial, this was all white. Remember, it was all white. And it faded in to show the content, the astronaut inside. So I'm gonna show you how to do that. So right now, I mean, this is neat too, you know, but you can't really read it as well. That's the reason why I want it to be white and then fade in, and you see the astronaut fading in into the text. Remember the demonstration I showed? The title was white and it faded in into showing the astronaut. That's what we're gonna do, because right now we don't have that. So what did I do? I went like this, right? It's supposed to be white, yeah. But it's, right now I see everything inside of it. I don't want that. Boom. I'm trying to get a feel of timing things. I'm gonna turn off my audio for now. Alright, so it does that. Right around here, yeah. So up until here, I want it so that this is all white, not seeing through, not cutting through, because I cannot read it well, the title, because there's colors inside of it that's kind of distracting what I'm trying to read. So what I'm going to do is basically, I can press T. I can press T for my astronaut, for its opacity. Press T as in Tom. And I'm going to time it right around here. I gotta kill the keyframes. It's getting in the way of me teaching, because this, I want to show this, but I gotta get rid of it to show what I'm trying to show. This sucks. Fine, I'll kill it. But this is the other part. Super neat. See? Now I gotta kill it. Alright, so okay, it opens up. It just opened up right now. And from here, I want it right here, right? I want this to be white, right? So even from here, right around here, from here opens up. Okay, this is where it opens up. You know what, let me turn this off for now. Okay, so it opens up, and I want it when it opens up to here, where it stays like this for a while, so that the audience can read it, you know. And then I want it to fade into the astronaut. So I'm guessing, I don't know, 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000. About 3 seconds is about how long a safe bet to read this. Or maybe 2 seconds. So that's like what? I don't know, 50 frames? Around 50 frames, right? So, I'm gonna hold down my control. It might be command for on the Macs. But on the PCs, it's control. It might be command for the Macs. If not, it's control. But try command and then use the right arrow. Right arrow. So one where you hold down command or control for the PC, and while you hold that down, you click on the right arrow button and you count 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 25 26 27 28 29 30 31 32 33 34 35 36 37 38 39 40 41 42 43 44 45 46 47 48 49 50. It's about 50 frames right here. So about 2 seconds. This is where I want to start showing the astronaut scene. Right here. So I'm gonna click on the opacity, which is T. When I click on it, here's my opacity, and I clicked on this, the stopwatch, to activate it. Remember, you click on the stopwatch at the very beginning when you first set your keyframe. After that, you do not click on the stopwatch, you click on this. I'm going to set it to 0. Okay, so now you cannot see the astronaut on top. Okay. And then from here, okay, so you're between, whether it be your footage or mine, you know, you set the timing of when you want to reveal the astronaut, meaning reveal it through its opacity or transparency. I'm going to start here where it's 0, you don't see it, and then I'm going to go forward, I don't know, 12 frames. So make sure you have frames here, which is control. It might be command on the Macs, or it might be control. I'm on a PC, so I don't exactly remember. And then you click that. Control or command, one of those, to set to frames. And then I'm going to go hold down control. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 frames. 12 frames forward. I'm going to turn its opacity back up. And the 0 here, I'm just going to press and click and hold my left mouse button and drag it to 100%. Or you could just type in 100. So let's see what happens. See? So all I did was its opacity. And I'm going to turn the music back on and play it out. See? I'm trying to time it so you could read what it says. See? That was the whole point of what I'm trying to do. Like that. But now I'm thinking, you know, depending on how you feel, I'm thinking this fade in could be a little bit earlier. So my opacity is still on, right? I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna left click right around here, left click and hold. And I'm gonna drag this like that. So I select all of it. Again, in here, left click and hold, drag my marquee like that so it makes a little box, let go. And I'm gonna pull this keyframe pair back a little bit so it's the fade in starts earlier. Around here maybe. I just kind of eyeballed it. Let's start again. Yeah, a little bit sooner now instead of waiting. Maybe a little bit more. I have it still highlighted in blue, so I'm going to drag it a little bit more right there. There. Because what I don't want to do is this where it's just white. I don't want to have it hanging there for too long. Maybe, you know, sometimes if it's too long, the audience starts to kind of anticipate like, okay, so now what? That's why I decided to drag this a little bit earlier. Maybe I'll drag it a little bit more. Like, just a little bit. See? Like, you don't want to have too much of a dead space, basically. Even that, I could drag it a little bit more. There we go. That was good timing. See? See? Good. I like that. There's a little bit of a stall, just a little bit, and then it fades in. I think that is good timing. Again. Versus where I had it more around here. I had it more around here. Right around here, I think. I'm waiting. Oof. Okay, so. See? It's a bit of a lag. That's the reason why. Okay, so right around what? 120 is good? Give or take. Right around the 120 mark. You know, and this sequence, this fade in, it's about 12 frames. Right? 12 frames is a nice amount of time. Frames, not seconds. Okay, I'm cool with that. And so, what's next? Now I need to go back into my title reveal. I'm gonna hide it. I'm gonna click on my title reveal, double click. Okay, that's what I did. I double clicked again. Click it to select it, then double click really quickly. And this is what we have, right? Right. But now I need to animate my top and bottom text so it blows up and the white has to cover the entire screen so that it can reveal the astronaut completely. How do I do that? How do I do that, and when do I time that? Well, I'm gonna time it to this, the fade in of the astronaut. So the astronaut, it starts here, 0, and it fades in completely here, 132, frame count 132. So what I'm thinking is, since the astronaut completely reveals itself at 132, frame 132, at 100 frame 32, at here is where I want it to blow up the text so it engulfs the entire screen, the text animation. and you will only see the astronaut from this point on, after this point in time. So that'll take about, I don't know, 24 frames. So that from this point on, this is my starting point at frame 132. Depending on where you put yours, your ending point of your opacity, where it fades out completely, you find your ending point. Again, this amount of time should be only 12 frames, but the ending point is here for me. Make sure you're on that. Then you double click on your title reveal, and it's the timer here is set to that exact ending point, 132, 132. Title reveal 132. So at this frame count, I'm gonna start setting keyframes. Okay. Before I do that, I need to make a subtle adjustment correction to my mask. You see this mask? Previously, this is what it looked like. Okay, previously. And if yours looks like this, where you just had enough of a fat box to just cover like this, unfortunately, this is not enough. You need to have it expanding out to here and here. The way we do that is fairly simple. First, I uncheck it, but make sure you have it on, right? Your top word, mask out, uncheck it. And the first column, which is left to right, I'm gonna make it fat so it goes like that. I don't know, like 150%, you know, anything amount that's expands outside. I just put 150. Same thing for him, which I already did to it. It was at 100, okay, and I had the little chain link icon on, so you gotta turn it off. You have to turn it off. I need to expand it, so I'm gonna make it 150%. Ooh, what is that? When did this happen? If you ever see this where for whatever reason it's not covering completely, I think it's the way I drew out the red box. Just make sure it just covers the whole thing like that. As long as it covers the whole thing is fine. But whatever you do, do not mess with the second column. The second column has to stay at its 100%. Only the first column. You mess with the second column, it's gonna wreck things. Now I'm gonna turn it off. Now, okay, 132. I'm gonna select both my Cosmos and my Infinite, my top word. Shift select the bottom word as well. I'm gonna press P as in Peter. Okay, and I'm also gonna press Shift S as in scale. Okay, so I got my position, P and S as in scale. I pressed and held the Shift key so I can select two things. All right. So here's my keyframes that I had before, where I did the first reveal, where it opened up from the bottom up and top, from the midline up and midline down. Remember, these are it. Do not mess with these. Here, I'm gonna set a keyframe for my scale. Okay. See, I pressed, since I have both selected. If you let go of it, let's say you clicked outside by accident, you could just select one, turn on the icon, select the other one, you can turn on the icon as well. Just make sure you have a keyframe on your scale at 100% at that where it's gonna transition. Mine was 132. Remember, the fade in ends here, 132. go back to my title reveal, 132. But this is next part is super important. I need to go back in time to this point. Okay, right here. I also need to set another keyframe for my scale again. I'm just gonna click outside right here. I'm gonna manually click on the little diamond for him. Click outside to unselect things. And the infinite, I'm also gonna set a diamond right there. So now for my scale, for both, for my words, I will scale at 100%, also scale at 100%. Okay, so this is the reveal, right? And then at this point, I set a keyframe for my scale. Okay, and then and here's the other keyframe. Between here and here is a stopgap. And basically, what I mean by stopgap means that it reveals, and between here and here is a bit of a dead zone where it stays white and stays like this over here, like that, main comp, okay, for a set amount of time. And that set amount of time is because I want the audience to read these words in white. This is my dead space, a short amount of time. Okay. Again, that was how many frames? That was 10, 20, 1, 2, 2, 3. About 35 frames. Maybe this is total about 37 frames of dead space. Okay. So yeah, about 37 frames of dead space for the audience to read my white words. Okay, so I need to where it reveals, right, 100%. You need to have a keyframe on scale. You have to. If you do not have a keyframe on scale, where the reveal ends like that, you're in a world of hurt. Have a scale keyframe here. 37 frames later, have your other scale keyframe here as well. Okay. All right, so you know, here's the other scale, right? Keyframe. Now, I need to set a position keyframe for my text. Okay. I'm going to press the diamond, and I'm going to press the diamond. Okay, so here's my stopgap from reveal, reveal, reveal. All right, that's good. And my dead space stopgap, meaning put scale and scale keyframe here, scale keyframe here. So between here and here, I have 2 keyframes for my scale, and over here I also have my position keyframe. Okay, so why did I do this? Well, and this is what I also mean by stopgap. So between here and here, there's no motion. You know, again, previously mentioned, is so that the human eye can read what it says. And then from this point on, it's going to animate and blow out the text. All right, from this point on. So again, this from to here it was 37 frames. From here, okay, from this point on to here, 37 frames. And then from here, this point on, where it's gonna, this is where it begins to blow out. I remember, what did I put? What, 24 frames? So it's a second. Yeah, I'll give it 24 frames. So from this point on, I'm gonna go forward 24 frames. I have your 132. I'm just gonna pull up my calculator. I don't want to count. 132 plus 24 frames. 156. Frame count 156 is where I'm gonna put another keyframe forward in time. So from this point on, make sure you're at this point. Don't do something like here and type in numbers. At this point, type in 156. At least for me, that is going forward 24 frames. Okay, this is where it goes forward to 24 frames. I'm going to set another set of keyframes for my position and scale. For my text, the top one, and position and scale for my bottom. Okay, so yours should look like this. Right? Position and scale, check, check. Position and scale, check, check. And between these 2 points, there's no movement. If you look here, there's nothing moving. See? It's like that. Okay? Then from here to here, which is 24 frames, now this is where we're going to start moving things. This is our pre-setup for animation. Okay, so this is how I did that cool effect. This is the point where it's going to blow out. Alright, I'm going to grab my top word, like that. At this point. And I'm going to pull out my thing area so it's like this small, because you're going to see what's going to happen. I'm going to scale it. Should I position or scale it? I mean, they're... You know what? I'm going to move the position further up. Ooh. Yeah. If you see this, how I selected it? Okay, watch. Okay, watch here. I'm going to click on my position. If you see all 4 highlighted, be very, very careful. This will mess you up too, potentially. Just click here. I'm going to click on that for my position. Just that one diamond. And I'm going to pull it up, which is my second column. Up. Right around here, maybe. For now, this is a safe bet, right around here. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. Then I'm going to just click outside here. I'm going to click on my scale, right here. Right here. And I'm going to start pulling. Like that. Like how huge it is. You see that? See what's happening? Like that. And I believe I made this like what? I made it huge, like I forgot, man, like 5,000. Yeah, you see, this is the text getting massive, and see, it's coming white. So anything in white is gonna show. Watch. Well, okay, I'm not gonna show it yet, but it's gonna be white. But it needs to still cover this much. This is one of the letters. I forgot what letter it is, but this is one of the letters as base floor. See? See, watch. See? So it's scaling. Okay. Oh, let me turn off my other little things I added to it. Right there. I'm going to turn off all of this and this. Alright. See? But you see how it's doing this? Watch. So from here, this is why I made all that fuss about moving your anchor point. See how your anchor point is at the top of the ceiling? It's pulling up, it's drawing up the anchor point. And now when it animates, you know, it's pulling up like a curtain, literally. See that curtain over here? But now I'm thinking it has to pull up some more. So under its position, I'm going to click on that arrow. I'm going to pull it up more. More. Zoom in a bit. I'm going to pull up some more. I'm just dragging right around there. Okay, so when you pull it up, a little bit under the midpoint. So this is my midpoint of my composition right around here. And I made it low. I made it so that it kind of overshoots lower. And there's a reason why. See? See what I'm doing? Now you kind of get to see how I did that trick. But I still have this missing area. I need all of this to be white, kind of like how I did the ink drop reveal. So what that means is I need to increase the scale to make it fat enough to cover everything. So under the scale, I'm going to click on that one diamond. So I have only that selected. I'm going to type in, I don't know, 6,000. Boom. See that? But maybe, see how it can, see that? But it's huge now. Maybe too huge because it's covering the entire thing. I want it to partially cover. Well, see? And then, alright, 6,000 is fine. Maybe I'll pull it up some more. So this is his top. This is his bottom. But I want the bottom to be halfway. So I'm going to start pulling back up. Right there. Maybe some more. Up. There's a reason why. Because when it animates, if I put up to here, it just looks good like this. See? Watch. It's a scaling issue and how it scales. So I only want to scale this much and move that much. See? You see this line of action? This line? Boom. I got that parallax warping effect. That zooming in warping parallax effect. Maybe I'll make it a little bit higher. So second column is Y, right there. So from here, boom. See that? Like that. Okay, and that was because of my anchor placement. You see how I put it here? So it literally acts as a curtain, pulling up. See, watch this. See? Boom, 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 boom. Then I want to do the same thing to the bottom word where it's pulling pulling down. Okay, so my bottom word, last frame, I'm going to grab its position right here. I'm going to start yanking down. See that? Again, here it is. Last frame for the position, double check. This guy, I'm just going to click it once. Second column, pull down. Right around here maybe. Maybe some more. Like that. Okay, so it's going down. And while it's pulling down, I want to scale up. So it gets big. So I'm going to grab my scale for the bottom word. I'll scale it, well, I don't know. What, 6,000? 5,000? 5,000 gives me that much. Maybe I'll scale 6,000. Alright, 6,000 gives me a little bit more. Boom. See? Almost there. Just gotta cover that. $7,000. See? Maybe 7,500. Boom. Just covered it. Now everything is in white. Boom. Maybe I'll set it to 8,000. See, look at that. Nice. Even the lines starts to intersect into one line. This gives a nice design line. I like that. What a neat accident. Except for this. Whatever. Boom. See that? I'm going to animate it. Press spacebar. Again. Okay. Hopefully that'll work out. Let me see what I got. Go here. It's going to take some time to load. Uh-oh. Alright, so I forgot one thing. So from here, boom, it blows out. I have this little gap. See? It should be all white. I didn't see it before because I had my set matte checked off. I turned it off by accident. But I turned it back on. Even my other set matte for my other letter, it was off. I turned it back on, and now I see this little gap here, which is not good. The only thing I should have turned off was a force motion blur, and have the set matte turned back on, because I didn't catch this. Anyway, I'm gonna fix this, so it's just not that hard. So from here, the dead space again. At this point, I'm going to press M as in Mary to close it. I'm going to select these two, the masks, remember? These guys, right? I'm going to have them turned on. Press U, press P as in Peter. And I'm going to select these again, my words. I'm going to press P as in Peter. I just want to see where the markers are. I'm going to let go. I'm going to grab the bottom word mask out at this point in time, right here. I'm going to press position. I'm going to go forward, press K as in kangaroo. And I'm also going to press this one right here, this diamond, to set my second keyframe. Once I'm here, for my bottom word mask out. Okay, 1 second. Right, okay. So my bottom word mask out, select it. It needs to go up, like a curtain as well. I'm going to click that one diamond. Under its second column, I'm going to pull up on the Y. You see the lines? That shows that it's being animated. I'm going to pull up right, I guess around here is safe. Right around this much space. So it's going from here, pull up. See? Ignore this part. Just make sure your curtain, your red box, acts like a curtain and pulls up as well. That's going to get rid of that gap over there. I mean, it's hard to explain what I'm talking about, but basically the curtain, the red curtain that you use to hide your words, remember we made the red curtain to hide the words and then to reveal it. Well, I need to animate my red curtain so that it gets out of the way, so that you will see the white. Because if I leave it, if I don't have the curtain move out of the way, I won't see the white as well, because the white words are still using the set mat to help hide it from before. But now I need to move it out of the way, to move my hiding curtain out of the way, basically. At the same time that this animation for the scaling blow up happens. That's why I did that. My red curtain needs to get out of the way. Animated and out of the way. From here to here. Next, my bottom word, which I have both of them turned on so you can see. For its position, set a keyframe. Go back, put a diamond for the second keyframe. Go forward. From here, I want to pull down so my curtain gets out of the way. Down. Maybe like this much. This gap is good. So from here, boom. So when the curtain gets out of the way, it's not influencing my words to act as a, you know, to hide it, like how it did before. See before over here? I'm going to turn off the visibility. Okay. My reveal works fine. You see? My reveal works fine. Because my curtains are not moving. My curtains are here. See? It's not moving. And it's acting as a hiding element. But remember how it's hiding, but it looks like it's hiding the word, but it's not hiding the word. Okay, it's not. That's because I have it set to invert it. Hope that doesn't confuse you too bad. Anyway, this is nothing that you guys didn't learn before from last time. So, but and this point on is when my curtain moves out of the way. Okay. So let's make sure I have set mat turned on for the letters. Okay. This motion blur, we're gonna do that right after. And make sure your bottom and top masks, your red box masks, have your fast box blurs, right? Remember that. Make sure that your masks are also hidden and that is animated out of the way, right? Like how I just did before. Now go back to the main comp. Alright, so let's play it. Oh, by the way, I went back into my main comp by literally from here, clicking on here. Here we are. Boom, see? Boom. And that's how you do it. But I want to do some touch-ups. I want to add a couple of things. Alright. I want to add what I call motion blurs. So first thing I want to do is press M, close out everything. And I want you to make sure you can see this, all of this here. If you do not, if you see this, click on this toggle switches so that you see that. Toggle switches. So you see this. Once you see this, this column with the little circles, check it on for all of it. That's gonna turn on something called motion blur. You see that? This is motion blur. In cinematography, photography, there's something called motion blur. When things are in motion, there's a blur to it. That's what it is. So I turned all of it on. Anything that's moving, that you have personally animated, it will activate a motion blur. It will not activate anything that is already like a footage. It won't put more motion blur on actual footage. You know, like say this one, like this. If you turn on motion blur for him, but there's no animation, just the stock footage, it ain't gonna do anything. But for things that you've actually animated, you turn this on, it will activate this neat motion blur. See? Boom. But the other thing I want to do as well, I want to do something else to it, which is called CC Force Motion Blur. I'm going to select my first text, the text, go up here, type in CC Force Motion Blur, double click, it activated it, and it made this. Ew, that's ugly as hell, right? Oh, I already have it here. I'm gonna just do that. So here it is. I'm gonna re-add it. Hold on. Alright, so here it is. I want you to give it a shutter angle of say 500. And the native motion blur, set it to on. What did I have for this one? 600, right? Yeah, you know what? Set this to 600. Yeah, 600. The shutter angle. Not the motion blur samples, just the shutter angle. And have the native motion blur, turn it on. Basically, this is off, where it looks horrible. You turn it on. But also make sure you have these guys on. You have these motion blurs on, and then you turn this additional motion blur on. It's gonna make something really nice. Yeah. And should I make you turn it to 16 samples? I mean, yeah. Also, your motion blur sample, set it to 16. Before, what was that? 8. See how it's kind of dull? See? Watch. See this area? If you set it to 16, see how it's a little bit more contrast? This basically means the blurring is much more finer and better quality. Yeah. So 16 and 600. This will slow down your machine, but you get a good quality, so too bad. Boom. Now I need to do it to him, the lower text. I'm gonna grab the lower text. I'm gonna turn off get rid of that one. I'm gonna redo it. Grab the lower text, go over here, double click, boom. I'm gonna set this to 600. Looks awful. I'm gonna set the native motion blur to on. And I'm gonna set the samples to 16. There we go. Boom. Alright, so this is what I have. And by the way, to preview only a certain section, see, I'm only previewing this much so that the computer doesn't, like, you know, go all the way, like blah 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 all the way. You could just let's say around here, you could press B as in Bob, B as in Bob, and right around here you could set like N as in Nancy, and it'll only play this much if you're pressed for resources. Boom. What I don't like is where, see how as soon as it transitions, it blows up. See? I want a little stall. Maybe I'll do that. Pop. You see that pop? Let's fix that. I'm gonna show you how to adjust that. That'll be worth your money and time. See how it blows up right away? I'm gonna have a little slow down effect. Not slow down, but a little pause. So instead of transition and boom, see? Boom. Maybe I'm gonna have a little pause before it blows out. Like that. See that? This part? I'm gonna have a little pause. How do I do that? Where do I go? Well, definitely not my astronaut footage. There's not, you know, that's just the overlay. Okay. The actual thing that's being animated is my title. Double click. Here we are. See, it's animating at this point in time. I'm going to press U or U, W, I mean U twice. Once or sometimes, no, you know what? Press it once. Boom. If you do not see it, you could close it and press it again. Now you should be able to see everything. So from here to here is my dead space. The one that I was emphasizing so much, right? But it's not enough. So from down here, somewhere safe, I'm gonna left click and hold and drag up and get a marquee selection for both pairs. Okay, it has to be both end pairs. I'm gonna, from one of these guys, I'm gonna left click and hold and drag, boom, 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 like that much. I dragged it forward this much. Okay, do not drag the bars. Do not do this. Just grab it like this as a pair and chuck it forward. Now I'm gonna go into my main comp. I'm gonna play it out. Alright, so this is how it's gonna look like. See? Alright, not too bad. Yeah. And other thing I want to apply, I just press M to close everything, M as in Mary. I want to apply that glow. Or I gave the text a glow. Alright, so I paused the video for a bit. Yeah, I had to just test some things out. So I left off about the glow. We grab the title reveal, the main comp, type in glow, look for dimension, glow, and shadow. Make sure your title reveal is selected. Right around here, I guess, so you can kind of see it in white. Double click. Right? Now you have all of this for your effects control. If you don't see it, Windows, effects control, presets, effects control, just in case you don't see it. Alright, it looks horrible. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at here, drop shadow, these little guys. I'm going to click it. I'm going to give a lighter color. It's updating. Something within this color scheme. Maybe around here, maybe these colors. You see an update. Hit OK. This one right here. Maybe something like that. And up. Ooh. All right. I can use this. Not bad. Maybe more purple. Or not. Maybe that. You know, you choose your colors like that. Make sure it's not black, basically. This one, leave it alone. This should be white. Leave it alone. Then there's something called softness. Set the softness to 15, 15, 15. And you should have, again, all three of these. Halo 1, Halo 2, and Glow. That's all you need to do. It'll turn into that. You got a nicer little edge line too. So that's basically it. Play it. Boom. That's pretty much it. So that's everything. Yeah. So just quickly review. Title reveal. This will have your drop shadows, which is over here, dimension, glow, and shadow. Make sure that it's white, and these should be colors that are within the ballpark of your space here. And your softness should be 15. 15. 15. Okay. And your inside of your title reveal, make sure you have your set matte checked on. Has to be checked on. Also, make sure you have effects and mask checked on. Okay. Yeah. And for your other one, make sure for your bottom word, make sure effects and mask is also checked on. Then make sure you have your CC force motion blur set to 16 and 600. Again, these are for the texts. Again, 16 and 600. Also make sure native motion blur is set to on. Also make sure all these guys are checked on. This is motion blur. If you don't see it, it's these toggle switches. Okay. Here's your keyframes. Reveal, dead space, and then right around here it kind of, what the, huh? Oh, I know what this is. It's a RAM preview error. Yeah, RAM preview error. Ignore this. This is fixed when you turn on the motion blur, so it's just a glitch. And from here to here and right around here, it'll start to activate. Don't worry about this, where it looks like it's turning on ahead of time. And then from here, boom, 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 boom. Okay? And then it shows here. See? You got your fade in, which is, I select my footage. You see the fade in. Right? Which is transparency. The fade in amount of times about 12 frames. Okay? Boom. Yeah. Alright, so that's about it. I'm going to try to edit this, make it a little bit more streamlined, but That's your pretty much homework. So make sure you have everything here, including the lens flare from the first tutorial, which is these guys. So that is your complete homework. I'm gonna post this now with timestamps on YouTube. Alright, bye bye. Good luck.